Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2 in the finals of the ESL Open Cup number 42 Europe Edition. Big Gabe wasn't able to be here today because he got beat by one of these two illustrious young players. In the top right, from Team Liquid, from France, the foreign micro god, it is Clem. With +1 to Reapers and +1 to Charm. The only person, potentially, with more of a natural Charm bonus, though, is on the bottom left. The Zerg player for Team Clash. The Italian Stallion. Maybe not. It's Reynor. Both these players probably, well, very near to the best. There's always the eternal argument of Cyril versus Reynor. And then now we add Clem into the mix. And Clem actually does seem to consistently at least compete with both of them. So now we've got this triangle of Reynor beats Cyril, Cyril beats Clem, Clem beats Reynor. At least has historically how it's been. Though it's drawn closer and closer and closer over time. And by Reynor beats Cyril, I mean like 54% of the time. I don't know what it is about these young Europeans. I think Clem is 18 and Reynor is 19. You damn kids. Back in my day, I had to install Starcraft. It came in a CD-ROM. You know what that is? Okay? And my computer had a CD drive, but that's besides the point. I bet you've never used a CD in your... That's probably... Oh my... How does he do it? How does he do it? He just kills a... How does he kill the draw? He blocked... Well, I mean, I know how he did it. But it's more of a exclamatory, how did he do it? Because he blocked the drone. Because Reynor was trying to be cheap. When you want to dodge the Reaper and build a building, an extractor is only 25 minerals, a spore 75. So if you can get into the extractor, it's usually better. Both in terms of how much you get back when you cancel, how much lost in total. But Clem, already 2 steps ahead. Saw that coming, kills the drone. And while it's not a huge economic impact, it's a mental impact, it's an emotional impact, and it is an economic impact. It does cut down on your worker count. It does slow down, like the Brenda! What do you mean? I only have so much energy. We can only creep so fast. Interesting, Reynor decides Overlord speed. I wonder if this is going to become the new standard. I'm seeing it more and more. But instead of pulling off of gas after 100 gas, you just go to 200. And then now Reynor's mining with just the 1, well, now 2 in gas. Because knowing what the Terran is doing, whether it's, say, a Hellbat build, a Battlecruiser, or 3rd CC, you gotta get that intel. And Overlord speed is just one of those upgrades that's good to have. There's never a bad time for Overlord speed. It's just how early do you get it. Did he spot it? He must have spotted it. Oh, he saw the... He may not have directly spotted it, but there's already a spine on the way. Yeah, he suspects Hellbats. He thinks he's being marinated right now. And those Hellbats looking for the tastiest barbecue. And he gets in. He saw it. Wait, what? He missed the armories. Well, it's not going to take a genius to figure out this is Hellbats in a moment. And I would argue Reynor potentially a genius. But the Hellbats do exist based on the fact there they are. Brenda and her team have to retreat up to the high ground where Clem will be surprised to see such a stalwart backbone of a defense. The spine there, one Hellbat might be shaved off. Doesn't waddle very fast. But it can be healed because it becomes a biological unit. Because of nanites is what happens. The nanites convert to organic matter in order to walk, because you can't walk with mechanical legs. That would be illegal. The spine crawler slowly. It's coming closer. There's also a cloak banshee on the way. The creep spread has been shut down for a while. Big circling counterattack, but there is a wall, Clem. A little awkward on the wall. I'm not sure what happened there. But it creates a lot more surface area than there usually needs to be. And a lot of SCVs are pulled. Now, a lot of people don't know this. Repair only costs 1/4 the price of the building. So if a depot... Well, it also includes gas, though. So if a depot's at 1 HP, it costs 25 minerals to repair to full. It's not that huge deal. But it's also mining time, and it is minerals. Like, he didn't lose any lanes here. He had, on top of that, the map control. He had to drag all the Hellbats back while they went into Hellion mode. And realized that maybe walking wasn't the most efficient way to get around. It looks like we're going to survive to the main game. Almost I think the Banshees, the Hellions, and the Reaper have combined to get 6 drone kills. It's fine. Is Baneling speed done? No. Baneling speed isn't started. Why? Okay, now it starts, but that is kind of an important upgrade. As we got a 1-1 timing almost certainly coming in. There's already a single medevac out. The Cloak Banshee slowed thing. Really? Really, Clem? Is this necessary? He's microing again. Oh, he kills the queen. Oh my god. These nerds. And, well, that's a little awkward, because a queen just... This is a bit of a mess. Okay. Everybody's bleeding units on both sides. Drones are dying, queens are dying, but so are banshees. Everyone... Spread the creep! Everybody, struggling to figure out what to actually hit. Is that a... Whoa! Is that a Baneling drop? Unfortunately, it's headed right towards where the army is. I'm not sure Reynor has any idea this is coming. The creep isn't spread out that far. I don't think he had lings on the map. Are you insane with that Baneling drop? Well, is this going to work, is the question. There's a spine in the back line, slightly slowing things down. Baneling speed is not done, but Overlord speed is, which actually might become relevant. Splits away from the Widow Mines. The Baneling drop decides to go out. Drop from the left. More units coming forward. There aren't enough Banelings. Baneling speed is done. 1-to-1. Are the Banelings go? Whoa, they get the connections. I'm sorry, I can't keep up. These nerds are pretty fast. Meanwhile, the Baneling drop on the other side. Clem's looking away and obliterating SCVs. 17 SCVs removed. Almost instantaneously. Carnage on both sides. But Reynor takes only superficial damage. Whereas Clem, that's a body blow. 17 SCVs was a critical number. That was what kept his economy even with Reynor. Reynor now has 5 hatcheries. How did that happen? It just kind of did. He just keeps expanding. You can't give him an inch or he'll take a kilometer. Widow Mines, though, coming forward. Clem not one to give up on the pressure when he has the units. He has the units, just not as much of the economy. He hasn't lost that much. He just hasn't been able to kill much. Those SCVs trapped in a prison of their own design! You could lower the depots! 5, 6 more SCVs going down. Clem actually brought the whole army back from this, and that shows you how much stress he's under. There's no reason you needed 5 medevacs of units, but a Cloak Banshee on the other side, finding drone damage. Reynor has a comfortable number, but he doesn't have detection here until now. Gets 8 drone kills, so Reynor not out of the woods yet. The army supply heavily in favor of Clem. Meanwhile, a Ling counterattack. The planetary just starts at the back, but the Ling's going to get the wrap around and force it to lift at the very least, dead at the very best. Baneling's trickling through. Does he have what it takes? Clem does. I left that open to interpretation, but more Banelings, just enough to hold on to the base. Reynor doesn't need this base, but he definitely wants it. Clem plummets in supply, down to 114. This army whittled down. And the SCV count. Reynor won't stop building drones. He's got a hive on the way. The lurker den is nearly complete. +2 Carapace is actually done for Reynor as well, making those lings that much harder to kill for anything but Widowmines and Liberators. Concussive Shell's done for what good it's going to do. He tries to make a planetary again. He's going to regret that decision almost immediately. Reynor will not stop. Marines are picked up into the Venn diagram of freedom. But the liberation zones are not going to cover everything, no matter how much he wishes they could. Another Baneling drop being lined up. Reynor laying on the pressure, upping the ante and the APM. Almost nothing, if not nothing, happening on the other side, and that's how you can tell how much stress, again, Clem is under. The mineral line has been ravaged by Banes before, and once again, the Dropper Lords dropping the hammer. Operation Overlord invading France, and now the Terrans will struggle. Those Marines, very lucky to be alive. The workers, the innocent bystanders, just trying to do their blue mineral jobs are the ones who suffer the most. And Clem, once again, is down to 55 workers against 94. An overwhelming economy. Widowmines can't bite off nearly enough Zerglings, even if they get the maximum radius hits. They need to hit Banes. The Zerglings on the mineral line. Clem is all in. He's on the creep. The lurkers are done. They don't have hive tech upgrades, but they're going to slow this down, if not stop it entirely. Widowmines need to burrow. He's got drilling claws. He's on creep. He needs to be able to stand and at least deal with the creep. There's no way you could split against that. Or can he? He gets the Bane Nest. Kind of a key building here, but the Marines are splitting. It has to be overwhelmingly incredible. It's not. Bane's on creep. Economy is shot, and so is Clem. Reynor takes it with an overwhelming display. He shut it down from the start. Nobody who makes a spine crawler. Reynor makes a spine crawler against Hellbats. He knew what he needed to hold, and then he bounced forward and used all his tools. I love his strat was not Overlord drops, but he did mix it in. Reynor, one of the few people who actually has the APM to be able to mix in strats like that. Like most players, they try to do the Overlord drop, they're going to be missing out on creep spread, missing out on larva injects, missing out on, oh, there's a Liberator in my base. Hate when that happens. Or a Banshee, or what have you. But Reynor able to mix in just a little bit of sauce on top. The Overlord drops. And I know his strong feelings on the correct way to prepare food as an Italian. Almost as strong as he feels about proxy RAX. If not stronger. Reynor with a devastating and overwhelming display in Game 1, but there's a reason we play best of fives. We're going to Submarine. If Pillars of Gold is more of a Zerg map, then, assuming so, then Submarine is certainly considered more of a Terran one. The smallest rush distance in the spawning pool and beyond. It's essentially half the travel time to get to the other side of the map as your average one. I think it's like a third of Jagannath or Long Map. So it definitely, it favors timing attacks. It favors what Terran specializes in. Both the other races have advantages in mobility. Whereas, like a Zerg player can just build a bunch of Zerglings, and Zerglings, pretty fast. Fun fact, pretty fast. Protoss have Warp Gate, so you got a Warp Prism, suddenly you have 20 charge lots wherever you need them. I mean, there's some details before that, but essentially. Terran has neither of these things. So usually, and this was borne out in Wings of Liberty, the smaller the map, the better for Terran. It's not a 1-to-1 ratio, but it definitely is more of a veto. Oh my god. Oh, he thinks he's Byun. Clem thinks he's Byun. I mean, honestly, when Byun had to pass on the torch a couple years ago when he went to the Korean military to learn how to Reaper micro better, Clem picked it up, and it took him a while to hold on to it, but he grasped it firmly, and he deserves it. Byun is, of course, back, but I gotta say, Clem, still, for me right now, has the best Reaper micro in the business. So, it's 3 RAX Reaper. Show me what you got. by the way, we saw this was after Byun played recently, like one of his first matches back against, I want to say Solar or Dark. All Zergs look alike to me, but one of the top Korean Zergs, and just went 3 RAX Reaper. Like 2 years hadn't passed. Like Reapers had not been nerfed twice because of Byun. He's like, no, just micro a little better. All right. And it wasn't even on this map. It was on the long map. So that travel distance really gonna factor in here as Clem goes to work. It is incredibly important. It is everything to keep this first Reaper alive. He desperately needs that. There's an Overlord on the wait. Oh, I was like, I don't see an Overlord on the mini-map. Does he know? Yeah, he knows. He knows. He knows. Because the barracks are actually covering the Overlord on the mini-map, which seems like it shouldn't be a thing, but... Okay, the creep spread starts a little bit further back. Clem not able to... Oh, he wants it so bad. You can see how bad he wants it. But will he get it? With that +1 to Reaper upgrade. Which he just has by being himself. He goes so deep onto the creep. Brenda and her knitting crew coming together. But it takes a while for the Avengers to assemble. And that it might be time that Reynor does not have. That one... He's baiting him with that last Reaper. He's... Oh my... Then they heal. It takes no energy. It just takes a little bit of time. And Clem's like, alright, now it's time to transition out into 2 bases. And also, more Reapers. Yeah, he's just going to continue going Reaper. I'm not sure why the depot was lowered, but... It is now raised. The Zerglings coming across. I can't. He's just... He's... disgusting. I was disgusted when Byun did it again. I'm disgusted with Clem doing it now. Oh my god, that better. Okay. Wait, that was the first okay. And when it rains, it pours. He catches 2 Reapers. That's a huge deal. Doesn't desperately try to tear down the wall with his Zergling claws. Just catches the reinforcements. And that was critical. But he's building Penta Reapers. 5 racks at a time. Pumping out Reapers against a Zerg player who has not been able to stabilize. Like, he doesn't have that many. He only has 4 queens. He only has 2 hatches. So there's only so much larva as well. Catches 1 more Reaper. I'm not sure this is the flank you're looking for. If he can get there, where are the grenades? The Zerglings finding a lot of surface area, but the Reaper count seems a little too high. 6 Reapers down. You really have to keep it from a critical mass, though. Double-digit Reapers become almost impossible to hit because of the grenades. Third base on the way. Good luck. Oh no! The creep tumor! Every ounce of energy is precious. And that creep tumor being sniped is... Well, now 2 creep tumors. That's 1 less transfuse. And usually we don't measure energy by the transfuse, but in this situation we definitely have to. Reynor with a nice amount of supply, but just building Zerglings. The worker count is even. Let's look at the income. Clem, the mule's on top. +1 on the way, and Reapers have 2 attacks, so it applies twice. It's a huge damage upgrade. Grenades bouncing up, the Zerglings not... Things are going to get a little messy here. The grenade placement interrupts their attacks, but he does get them in the corner. Here come the queens, getting involved. The Zerglings, the Reapers, eliminated. A questionable choice with one, like, +1 attack finishing. The Reapers caught and killed. 64 lings, but 22 Reapers down. Clem, what is the transition? I don't think that was a win for Clem. A scan spots an Evo chamber. It spots there aren't an overwhelming number of drones. It spots the tech lining up. A little on the late side. 7 Reapers. Clem's like, what if I built... Okay. What if I built even more Reapers? And that's the plan. He's going up to 9 RAX! Which we're gonna say is however many you can support on 2 bases. 9 RAX Reaper! The absolute madman. Is it possible? It's necessary. There's no transitioning out into bio now. You can't give Reynor any more space than it takes to build up these Reapers. I'm gonna just read a live comment from the chat. This is like fan art of Byun. I feel like Clem is possibly Byun. Like, Clem is Byun special. Like, what special is to TY in terms of his style and strategy, Clem is to Byun. It's his apprentice. His protege. And that's what we're seeing here. Clem has been training in a baguette shop. I don't know, something stereotypical. Under the shadow of the Eiffel Tower. Whatever else you'll put on a postcard. Over at a Wi-Fi cafe filled with the smell of actually good bread. He's been training. Sipping on a 38-year-old wine. Because of course. Raider's just dropping creep at his base. There's Baneling speed. This game is getting crazy. Both these players were almost in a meta battle. Lings and more Lings with Banes in front of them. Grenades ever. That's insane. That's an insane amount of Reapers. There's no way, though, this lives. So many grenades. Oh, it's even more stressful. Don't let them touch you. They touch him. He doesn't like it. Is it over? No, he's got 2 more command centers. He's just still building Reapers. What are we doing here? A lair is done. Baneling speed is done. He's lost 60 Reapers nearly, and he's not done with them. I mean, there's no stopping now. He's picked the side. He's picked the unit. And we're going up to 12 RAX. Ah! I'm sorry. A baker's dozen. Actually. No, not actually. The Reaper count. Is it high enough? Just +1 attack. He raises the very important depot, trying to find the choke points. Clem somehow has more workers. The Banelings are going for the wall. They get the depot. They're inside the base, and there's creep in the base. It all comes together. The SCV's forced to fight. There's 1 Baneling. The Baneling is used. The boys will be pulled. More Banelings in the base. The creep is actually a real issue in the base. The Banelings are rolling in, and Reynor crashes in. Well, a beautiful defense by Reynor, cutting off reinforcements. A single G from Clem. The fan art of Byun. Clem with the double scan there to check, but at some point, the game almost became a parody of itself, I feel. Like, I kind of moved on from casting to go cast the real game, but the real game was Clem still building a bunch of Reapers. Like, it's like, oh wait, no, this is actually happening. 4 command center, 12 RAX Reaper. It's a real thing. Honestly, against almost anyone but Reynor and maybe like Cyril, I think it would have worked. But Reynor kept his cool. He stayed calm. He stayed chill. Well, that brings us to match point. So, Jimmy, give me game 3. It looks like Reynor gonna sweep the table, turn it. Do whatever it is with the table that allows him to take a victory. I don't think we're going to see the Reaper build again. Oh. Jimmy says it's time for a quick advertisement. We're on match point. We'll be right back. Thank you for watching. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Winter, and I'm here to remind you that every Monday night, depending on your server time, or maybe Monday morning, or Monday afternoon, just Google the time zones, or it shows up on the site, you can participate in the ESL Open Cup. ESL every week, $400 for each region, $1,200 up for grabs every single week, and you could be the one to win. Or more likely, you could be the one to waste Reynor's time in the second round. Either way, sign up to participate or watch live, and thank you to ESL for sending out those replays to struggling casters like myself. But if you want to help directly, you can like and subscribe, ring the bell, and leave a comment. What do you think? Can Terran even win anything? Is it possible for Terran to overcome their advantage in win rates in every matchup right now and actually get defeated? Is it possible that Reynor is able to usurp the Terran throne and defeat Terrans at their own game, which is winning? So, you tell me. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and subscribe on Twitch with Twitch Prime. It's free, and if you don't subscribe right now, it's like losing money for me. So, subscribe with Twitch Prime, subscribe on YouTube, subscribe, ring the bell, repetition, repeat stuff, okay, thank you, good luck, subscribe, good night. Welcome back to the ESL Cup Finals. With Reynor on the cusp of a queen sweep was where that was going, and I think, while appropriate, not exactly the term, but we're going with a queen sweep, because queens have been a critical component. Oh no, and they may be again. Alright. Everyone, we got 2 SCVs right over there. Yep, looks like another proxy RAX. Get the spawning pool. We're gonna need some backup. What's that? Jimmy! Yeah! And that is legitimately Jimmy's fault on that one. Jimmy not translating to me how loud or soft that any certain input or output might be. So he will be fired. And executed summarily. So Clem, by the way. That's not what you're supposed... So he is going for a 3 RAX. He's doing some RAX push-ups to let... He's doing the drawbridge strat. I mean, the SCVs were already here. I love the commitment. This is... Clem just says I'll do it anyways. I guess there's no backing off of this strat. There is no hatch here. It's a quick roach play out of Reynor, which is, when you have this much time to prepare, this is one of the few times you can actually go roaches, because they'll pop out before the Marines get there. Meanwhile, Zerglings are heading across the map. There isn't a wall, because Clem was just lazy and didn't build his depot at the ramp. You had one job. All the Marines are coming back. Okay, so now we're off to a super weird start. Oh, probably... Okay, you know what? He saw the roaches, or he wait, I think he saw the roaches. Here's the thing. he actually will want to build a bunker there. That's a bunker location. Though, yeah. That may have been intentional not walling off in order to leave that space for a bunker. But will Reynor just walk on over and knock it down? Because he will have the high ground vision with the Ovies. Oh, that's a lot of Marines. That's actually enough Marines to kill Ravagers. This is such a weird scenario. Because the Ravagers don't actually win the fight. Like, the Marines are here. Yeah, you can throw some gross, but like... You're not stalkers, Ravagers. What are you doing? Oh. With a hitbox larger than your mother and about the same walking speed, the Marines just chase... He's building Marauders off his proxy RAX. Clem is quadrupling down, tripling down on this. I love it. Like, he's adapting. And it's working beautifully. So, Reynor's caught in this weird spot. He's got 19 drones. You don't have a high drone count. He's not, like, I wonder if Reynor's thinking at this point, like, what about the RAX, though? I think he just thought that. Concussive shells isn't done. The Marauders show up, but wait! Oh! I think Clem was a little surprised at how far he got with those Marauders and had to back off. Concussive shell's done. This could have been game-ending for Reynor if it wasn't. Oh, a spine crawler is done. But 5 Marauders. Oh, they break the multitude of knees that all of these things have. Yeah, corrosive bile. More like a strongly worded letter to Clem. Oh, almost hit something. It is... Oh, he's so good. Oh, he's microing just enough. Like, the maximum... Oh, he killed a Marauder! It happened! It hit something! This is such a weird fight. Like, we're going back and forth. There's no medevacs. He's gonna get the hatch. Brenda's out, like, angrily. The Broodling's also angrily. What are you doing? You think you can get a creep tumor? Just gonna kill the queen. The creep tumor's gonna live. So, the legacy will pass on. What slowlings and Ravagers with a couple roaches against essentially just Marauders. Like, where are the Marines? There are no more Marines. It's just Marauders. This is the weirdest fight I've not necessarily ever seen. And now they're fighting in the bushes. Like, they're just popping out of the bushes with corrosive bile and concussive shells. This is like one of those, like fun game scenario, like a campaign mission scenario. Like, okay, this guy gets Ravagers, but this guy gets Marauders, and then fight. I don't, like a micro trainer. So I think Clem's definitely winning. He killed the hatch. That's huge. But at the same time, wait, no, there's no units at home. He just cancels the CC. So, oh, this is insane. I have no idea. Like, it feels like Clem's in a good spot, but he also doesn't have another command center, and he's mining out of his main with the help of his mules. Reynor will stabilize, but he has almost no drones, and the barracks have to float home. So map control is now ceded to Reynor with Zergling speed finishing, and he's gonna get the Marauder. Well, wait. But the Marauders just kind of don't care. Oh, the corrosive bile's a little bit hit, but now there's still 2 Marauders, and now we're at 2 Marauders versus, and with concussive, very important, but not at full HP. And now we're back where we're supposed to be with a Ravager push, which is now there's like 3 Ravagers going for the wall. This is where this was supposed to be like 4 minutes ago. Reynor's just still making Zerglings. But the concussive shell's coming in clutch right now. The corrosive bile slows this down. Beautiful Marauder micro. This one has lived forever. finally dies, but that one Marauder is such a threat. Oh my, like, and now there's a Cyclone. The Cyclone snipes off a Ravager. More corrosive biles. Concussive shells. He breaks the knees, but he gets a lock. Everyone dies at the end. Oh, the Marine died. And now the Ovi's just here. Oh my god. Oh. All right. It's over for now. Next up is a Banshee, because the Queen count is precious low, with very low energy as well, but the Banshee doesn't have Cloak, because nobody has much to work with. He moves over to a Reactor. He's gonna go for, like, the most cobbled together late Marine push. Finally getting stim. The Banshee, but the Queen's... Wait, no, not the Queen. Brenda! We're getting into position as fast as we... Karen! Karen, move! Move! What are you doing? Ah! Queen's not able to fly. Why can't we... Cyclones going past the Queens, trying to snipe them, whereas the Queens are body blocking the Cyclone. Queen will die. Banshee badly bruised. Here we go again. We have the, like, random unit picker of army compositions. It's Queen Spine Crawler with a handful of Lings up against Cyclone Banshee with like 1 tank and 8 Marines. We're slowly drawing closer to a standard game. Oh, the Banshee! Down it goes! What eventually Clem puts together a drop. The tech labs are still intact, by the way. The tech labs are still here scouting, as such as they are. But here come the queen, not the queens, I assume the queens, but the double drop. Gonna drop into a nasty positioning. It's got stim, no combat shield, no +1 yet. Reynor actually has 1-1 done, but he's supply blocked now, temporarily, of course. Oh my god, Clem, usually with some of the cleanest micro in the business, is struggling to put together a drop, like to actually get his Marines into his medevac. That kind of shows you how this game is going so far. +1 will finish, but even against 1-1 Lings, it's still going to be a struggle. Where are you going to go? He's going to use his tech lab as part of a wall. Like, the tech lab, he's getting maximum value out of these tech labs. Even like 4 minutes after they were abandoned, they're still being used as a slight choke point. Clem never forgets tools in his arsenal. And by the way, just kind of quietly, while all this was happening, Clem is up 30 army supply with a significant number of tanks. He's got 5 tanks. He's got combat shield finishing. Baneling speed isn't done, and without it, I don't think you have a chance of holding this base. Reynor's gonna try. There's way too many tanks. Without Bane speed, you're never gonna stop it. A small Ling counter tank. Clem just kind of put himself together. Bane speed, 3, 2, 1. Too late. 1 Bane survived to Bane speed. And Reynor survived about 1 Bane longer. Clem finishes it, in whatever that was. He holds on, and he navigates the treacherous waters of whatever the hell the tech tree was in that game. And, he survives. So, it's not over yet. It started wild, but it ended with a solid tank push. So it came together pretty quickly. And that's the sign of the best players. Like, think back to the time you played, or your games, but more likely the time you played. Something goes wrong. It doesn't matter. Like, some Zerglings get in, you hit supply block, third base, a little late. And then, how hard is it to get back on track? And that's with nothing happening. We're saying self-inflicted damage, which is the most dangerous kind for most players. But Clem started out, his first proxy RAX got scouted. The Overlord saw his SCV. He decided, I'm still proxying. He made it work. And then, he went from that into Marauders, which, what? And then, he got his command center canceled, and then he got Ravager pushed, but he held, and then he managed, after all of that, to put together a tank push. He managed to get back on track after all of that. Why do they switch their player colors in between the games? I hate it. Why do you guys do this? Oh my god. At least it's not a mirror match. It's so bad in a mirror match. But Clem just... that was about as crazy as an early game can get. Like... and they were both handling it. Reynor, I think, had the counter. The concussive shell Marauders just came in out of nowhere. There's no way Reynor was like, he's gonna go 3 racks into concussive. There's no way. Like, that's not a thing. That choice was so risky. Because here's the thing. He didn't know for sure right off the bat that Reynor wasn't going for speed. I think he was gambling based on the hatch timing. But if Reynor goes for speed, instead of if he just goes for a little later speed, instead of for roaches, then the Marauders just die. He has to be, sure, or at least gamble that they're going to be roaches. Otherwise, he just loses the game. So... Reynor decided to mix it up himself this time. No more sitting back waiting for Clem to make a move. He's starting this dance. 6 Zerglings on the way. His gas is later, which means it's just going to be these lanes. But the intent is, oh hey, I have lanes. I think this is entirely intentional. Stopping. Ideally he stops the scout of the SCV. Because, he saw the hatch timing, but it's still a little ambiguous. Like, you could follow this up with roaches. You could follow this up with speed. Or it could just be a harder macro play, which it is. And, you don't know that that's the only 2 lings from Reynor. Usually, you either send all your lings out or you keep them back. Sending out 2 lings here. Yeah, there's a reactor on the way. Oh no. This is so bad for Clem. There's a Marine, but this command center is now delayed for too long. Great SCV micro. But getting the CC delayed at all really hurts here. Like, both players microing incredibly well. Oh, one... oh. No. Has Clem lost a unit? Clem has not lost a unit. There's one badly bruised SCV in there. I mean, that is literally a perfect defense. Though, the delay on the CC is the damage. And it is significant. I think that was worth it entirely for Reynor. But, wow, right? And it wasn't like he pulled all his SCVs into a corner. He was just 2 or 3 SCVs at a time, boxing out, building up, he did no more than was necessary. The efficiency was nearly perfect. But Battle cruisers! Finally, we're breaking them out. The Zerglings. There's little micro tricks. You can see the selection. Like, Reynor set his Zerglings on a different target so they would be naturally split. And then he thought he could kill the Reaper. But Clem doesn't plan on losing any units this game. And when the flying laser bathtub comes out, he might be able to make good on that promise. Like, Battlecruiser's not well known for going down easily. And he's playing defensive with his Hellions. And now he's repairing. Clem is so far playing a perfect game. I'm not saying he's ahead. It's just... his micro has been perfect. The macro is more of a subjective state right now. How much damage will the battlecruiser do? Does he have his suspicions? He knows, like, a tech lab starport is the most ambiguous thing you can ever have. He didn't start building cloak or anything like that sometimes you do to signal that you're going for tech, or like cloak banshee, or at least fake it out for the overlord. I don't know if that gives anything away, because it still could be a raven, it could be a banshee, it could be a liberator. He could just have the tech lab to get either a raven after or use for a barracks. So, right now, all Reynor can do, build a spore crawler in each base, still build a few queens. Remember, he's going for the queen sweep. And see what hits next. That's a lot of Hellions. If he doesn't lose any of these, it's not like Reynor's lost a lot, but then I don't know what's happening. Boom! Dunks the battlecruiser right on front. Here come the Hellions. Here comes the neighborhood. Banelings have something to... Oh no. That last Baneling didn't hit very hard. The battlecruiser, a perfect distraction for the queens. The queen's out of position, obviously, because it's a big-ass battlecruiser. But the real damage is done in the mineral lines. 6 drones, 8 drones, 9 drones, double digits, 10 drones down. The battlecruiser in your face and the Hellions around the back. But the Zerglings pop out. It's not critical damage yet, but it's definitely more than Reynor wanted. But the battlecruiser's back, baby! More drones gonna go down. Targets down, 2, 3 more. And now we're gonna have to ask what's happening behind this. The knitting crew trying to keep it together, but the battlecruiser is quite a big distraction. I love how immediate, the timing immaculate, the defenses crumbling, and then the same can be said for Clem, who lifts up his... Wait. I'm sorry. Okay, alright. I was like, he doesn't just keep every... I thought Clem had made some genius calculation, like, yes, and then my tank lives and everything lives and it's fine. Losing the tank kind of sucks there. The tank was kind of... Well, it was a significant part of the early defense of his third. So now he has to be more defensive with the battlecruiser. Look at the upgrades. Well, Reynor decided against early upgrades in favor of a Spire, which is a direct counter to battlecruiser. But it's not battlecruiser, it's 1/1 Marines. The upgrade time... Could you call... Oh, okay. He is railing directly into his medevacs. That's what Clem is doing. It's like, I need 2 more. Can't go, I need 2 more Marines. Alright. Another distraction. The biggest literally the biggest distraction that Clem can build. Sets him up for the double drop attack outside the fort. 3, 4 drones. It's not like the battlecruiser are gonna die with any sort of micro. The Marines spotted by the creep tumor. There are Lings and Banes. Bane speed's still a little while off. Come on, target those Banes. Show me the money. Oh, God. Ooh. Oh. Clem. I'm sorry, cover up the name. Is that Cure? That was only 4 Banes without speed. You know what? To put on my fatherly cap for a moment, like so many people optimistically think I would for them, but never ever would. I'm a little disappointed. I'm used to Clem seeing like 7 Banelings and then they're just gone. Like turning on the aimbot. And you could see him going for him, but that just didn't really pan out. I think the battlecruiser mucked things up, like he was trying to bring it in. It just didn't really come together. And now he's on the back foot against Mutas. The best defense with Mutas is, oh my god, a good offense, but Clem outflanked them. So while Clem took significant and uncharacteristic losses in that first fight, doesn't mean he slowed down much back at home. He's still got more supply, he's got a nice worker count, and he's going to be able to compete with Reynor. The income's nearly even. Mules, of course, helping things along. Brandon, no! The transfuses can't go off. The Mutas looking for an opportunity, but they're forced to play more defensive. The Banelings trickling through. In between the tanks. The tank's a literal wall to tank the damage. 1-1 though. Clem has 1-1 done. Those Ling Banes, just the damage Banelings do to Marines is very significant, especially after they stim. If you're down an upgrade though, the Banelings don't have that killing potential. How many Widow Mines are there under there? Just the one. Oh my god. The Banes come in from the back. Clem losing a huge chunk of Marines. Baneling finds a connection, but another group of Marines come in, and there's not detection for this because an armory is done and you can't see those mines. Reynor, while he's holding on, the Mutas do not want to be sitting at home. They're always flapping their wings, no matter where they are. Standing still, flying in space, going across the map. They're always flapping their wings. Give them something to do. But sometimes, if they're stuck on defense, they get antsy. And when they get antsy, mistakes are made. You see, now they're thriving. They're in their element. The Mutas sniping Widow Mines. Now, here's the issue. A 2-2 max out push. The full Terran army together. Before a Zerg can max out as well. With an upgrade advantage and literally just more units. Because, 1, he has less workers, and 2, he has better upgrades, which effectively translates into more units. Still Widow Mines out on the map as well. He's trying to corner the Mutas, but Mutas can fly. 2-2 just started for Reynor. Does he have an infestation pet? He does not. This reminds me a little bit more of a Heart of the Swarm style game, where the Terran can happily continue putting on pressure, having their upgrades, whereas Mutiling Bling is stuck on that lair tech for quite a while. Alright, snipes another mine. The turrets will zone out for now, and they're buying time. Reynor, of course, it's Reynor, so he has APM to spare. But even with all this, you gotta manage your army in multiple spots. Mutas are fragile creatures. He's just targeting RAX. He's just killing RAX. Thor is here. Oh, the medevacs taking a questionable path, dropping the hammer. Now, does the Thor have any attack upgrades? It does not. So it just kind of strongly suggests the Mutas leave this location until he gets more of them. That's a lot of medevacs. 10 medevacs. Oh! Oh! He almost got the Thor drop. That would have been a devastating loss for Clem. He only has a couple of them to lean on here. 3-3 started, but Hive for Reynor. He's not too far behind on this. A great match. The constant struggle back and forth. Lings from the side. Clem's reinforcements aren't here yet. Will they come into the fight, or will they hit another location? I'm not sure you want to actually join this fight right now. Clem! Leave the party! Oh no! Oh! He ran directly into his own demise! Clem! A critical moment of disaster! You could see where it was going. He must have had all the units hotkeyed in together. And they take the wrong path, caught between a rock and a hard place. And suddenly Clem not able to put pressure on anywhere because right now back at home, he's fighting for his life. The Banelings trickling into the third, into the natural. Lings in the main. Reynor takes the queen sweep. Wait, no, that's not how that works anymore. It's 3-1, but he holds Clem's critical moment. He lost control. And that game just looked tough for him from start to, well, not start to finish. It actually was a perfect game. It was a dramatic shift. As, it was close. It was close. We ended at 13.5 minutes. It's close, it's close, it's close, and then... So that's why it's so important, by the way. That's why Clem moved out just a couple minutes ago. Clem's maxed, Reynor's maxed. Reynor just hit full macro. He just hit Hive Tech, was finishing up. He's got 90, he's got 95 here at the end. So Clem not only can, but he needs to get out on the map. Reynor knows that. So he's building as many Banes as he can, trying to max out his army and increase the strength. And Clem must have felt too much pressure to get damage done. And that damage ended up doing more to himself. But a great series. Super exciting. That Lightshade game, one of the wildest, like... It was like watching a MOBA with the amount of units. It's like, now if we bring 2 Marauders to the bot lane, then we can flank the Ravagers in mid. It's like... Okay. But... Thank you for watching. Thank you to ESL, as always, for sending those out and bringing us the ESL Open Cups and having all these great players face off so often, so we can really see who's better and who's adapting over time. What do you think? Will Clem be able to recover and shine again as the Terran Hope? Or will Reynor continue his swarming over all of the rankings? Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, all that. Check out these videos. Wow. This one was specifically for you, and this one is a playlist of all of my casting, unless Jimmy screwed something up. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck.